Hello, fifth graders. Today we're going to go over how to do algebra, how to multiply fractions, how to divide decimals, and how to build numbers. So for the first section we're going to go over is algebra, and we're going to be finding the missing number for number 3. It says blank minus 521 equals 1,800. So this blank is our missing number that we're going to be finding. And I like to replace the missing number for a variable in order to do algebra. And I usually like to use x. So now with this new variable that I put in place for the missing number, I'm going to rewrite it on the right side over here. And so from here, you're trying to isolate x, so I'm going to be adding 521 to both sides. Now by adding 521 to both sides, on the left side, these will cancel to be left with only x on the left side, which is what we want. So after I got what I want, I'm going to just add these together, and you'll realize you'll get 2,321. Once you find the sum of them. So this should be your final answer. So with this missing number, it means 2,321 minus 521 equals 1,800. So it's very simple as that. The second section we're going to go over is how to multiply fractions, and we're going to be finding the product for number 1. So of all operations for fractions, adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, I find multiplying fractions the easiest. For the reason is that all you have to do is multiply the numerator across like this and multiply the denominator across like this. So you'll end up with 4 times 3 is 12 and then 45 as your new denominator. So now the only thing about multiplying fractions is that at the end you need to simplify all the way. And so in order to simplify 12 over 45, I need to divide both numerator and denominator by 3 because both can be divided by 3. This would end up with 12 divided by 3, 4 as our new numerator, and 15 as our new denominator. So this is our final simplified answer. So after you multiply across like this, all you have to do is simplify, and that is your final answer. The third section we're going to go over is how to divide decimals, and we're going to be finding a quotient for number 2 and number 4. This will take much more steps. So for number 2, I like to replace the missing number again with a variable x. So I'm going to rewrite it. X over 2 can essentially be written like this. X over 2. This is the same thing as x divided by 2. Same thing. So now I'm going to do x over 2 equals 0.2. Now from here, all you have to use is algebra. So this is going back to the first section where you're trying to isolate the x alone. And in order to isolate the x, I have to multiply both sides by 2. The reason why I multiply both sides by 2 is because on the left side, x is being divided by 2, and in order to isolate the x, which means to get rid of the 2 as the denominator, I need to undo the operation, which was division, so I'm going to multiply by 2 instead. So when I do this, the 2's cancel out, so I'll end up with x only on the left side, which is what we want, and 0.2 times 2, which we know as 0.4. So your final answer for number 2 should be 0.4. Now I'm going to do the same for number 4. So I'm going to replace the missing number for x. This time I think I'll do y instead. So I'm going to do 1.8 divided by y, and I said this is the same thing as this. Now this step is a bit different. I'm going to do a 2-step problem. For this one it was just 1 step, but we're going to do 2-step for this problem. So I'm going to first multiply both sides by y in order to get y out of the denominator. And this will end up with 1.8 only on the left side, and we'll end up with 0.6y. Well, we can't just end it over here because y is still not isolated how we want it like here. So I'm going to be dividing both sides by 0.6. Now this will leave y alone on the right side, and we'll have 1.8 divided by 0.6 on the left side. And if you divide it, you'll know you get 3 equals y. So your number 4 answer should be 3. Now the last section we're going to go over is combining numbers, and we're going to be writing the 5-digit numbers for number 3 and number 4. So there is a long way and a shortcut way for this, and I will go over both ways with these two problems that we have over here. So number 3 over here, we have 1,000 plus 30 plus 9 plus 0.6. Of course, I'm going to go the long way first. So the long way is just adding them together, putting it like this, and just adding it like this. Now, of course, we're all familiar with adding, and I will show you a simpler way to do this in order to get your answer, a shortcut way that you'll find much easier to deal with. So this is the answer we get after we add these numbers. Now I will show you the simple way. So if you notice, the 1 is in the thousands place. Just want to point that out. 1 is in the thousands place, 3 is in the tens place, 9 is in the ones place, 6 is in the tens place, and if you notice in our final answer, 1 is also in our thousands place, 3 is also in our tens place, 9 is also in our ones place, 6 is in our tens place, and 0 for our hundreds place because we have no hundred. There is no hundred. Our hundred will be just 0, 0, 0. That is why our hundreds place is 0. Now knowing this, you can easily solve for the same way, but I'm also going to add it. I'm also going to go the long way to double check my answer to show you how the long way works and how it compares to the short way. So I'm just going to add these 5, 3, 2, 9. So you should get 9,235.1. The long way is pretty easy as well. It's just you just have to add these, and these aren't hard numbers to add. But of course, shortcut way, instead of doing all of this work is much better to do. So we have 9 in our thousands place, so I'm going to put 9 over here. 2 is in our hundreds place, so 2 over here. 3 tens place, so I'm going to put it over here. And 5 as our ones place, 1 as our tens place. So, and that's it, and they look the exact same, so we did it correctly. So this is how you do this section. And that's it for today.